Imagine this, a fluffy little body with oversized paws and big floppy ears. A tiny wet nose in between two big ol' eyes just staring up at you with its tail wagging back and forth a mile a minute. And the cutest little baby bark you've ever heard. I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm talking about. A puppy is every kid's dream to have a puppy. They're adorable and super fun to play with. Dogs make loving companions as well as are super adorable, and they can even provide you with some protection. Many of you will someday come to a point where a dog could be a real possibility in your life. I've recently been contemplating this big decision, and so I've decided to do a little bit of research. And I'm going to explain everything that you need to know before you get a dog. I feel it is very important for you to understand what having and taking care of a dog really means before you even get it. There are several responsibilities that you should know. One of the most common things that you should think about is, can you afford this dog? Outside of buying the puppy, there are costs that most people don't normally think about. According to the ASPCA, in a web article called Pet Care Costs, the first year a puppy is owned is normally the most expensive and can cost between $1,324 and $1,843. After that, the annual cost every year could be between $580 and $875. That could be $73 a month just to care for one dog. The first year costs include spaying or neutering, the initial costs for medical expenses like shots and other tests and treatments that the puppy might need to make sure that it's healthy, a collar, a leash, a crate, and as well as puppy food. They will also need toys, a license, and health insurance. Obedience training is also an option if you want to have someone else train your dog, but that can be kind of pricey as well. The recurring costs every year include toys, food, treats, health insurance, a lice, and recurring medical expenses like flea and tick prevention medicine. Grooming is another expense that most dogs will need a few times a year. Another important fact is that some breeds have health problems that are common in their type of dog. Some dogs are more prone to illness than others, and that would mean extra veterinary visits, and that could cost extra money. Something else to think about before you get a puppy is, do you have time for it? Most dogs are very active creatures. For a dog to be happy and healthy, it needs to be exercised every day. Whether it is a walk in the neighborhood or an extremely active game of fetch, dogs should be actively cared for. Dogs also need to be trained, whether it is teaching them different tricks or especially potty training. Just as the American Kennel Club website says, nothing is more frustrating than attempting to corral a dog that will not come when you call it. Puppies need to be exposed to other dogs and people so that they become friendly as they grow up. Training a puppy, especially house training, needs to be systematic and consistent. And if you don't have time for that, it might not work out as well as you would like. Grooming is a third thing that takes time out of your day to care for a dog for. Some breeds need to be brushed every day, while others need it only weekly or periodically. This can be time-consuming but is still very important for the health and happiness of the dog. One of the last things that you should think about before you get a puppy is what breed will be best suited for you, your home, and your lifestyle. Sometimes people may have a breed that they think that they want, which is really important, but it also needs to be the right breed for you and your family. I highly suggest you do some research because there are many things to consider when choosing a dog breed. According to the American Kennel Club's website, in an article called The Right Dog for You, 3 very important things to look at when choosing a breed are temperament, size, and grooming needs. The expected temperament of a dog is very important. Depending on what kind of dog you choose, the lifespan could be between 8 and 15 years. That's a very long time to have a dog. It is good to think about what kind of lifestyle you're going to be living. Will you be able to actively play with the dog every day? Or does it need to be relaxed enough to be left at home for a few hours while you're at work or at school? Are you going to have it around children? Is it going to be a guard dog or just a super friendly companion? All these are questions to think about. Size is also something that you should think about. It is not going to stay puppy-sized forever. If you live in an apartment, you're not going to want a 100-pound dog hanging out in your tiny studio apartment. He wouldn't have enough room to run and play. It's good to know that a bigger puppy, the bigger the puppy is going to turn out, the more food and room it is going to need to be happy and healthy. Grooming is something that all dogs need as well. Just some breeds don't need it as often as others. Are you going to have time to brush out the long-haired coat every day? Or do you need to have a short-haired dog that you won't need to groom as much? Is anyone that you're living with allergic? There are also several types of hypoallergenic breeds that don't shed near as much as other dogs that could be a great option for you. There are many websites that have dog breed selectors that you can take a quiz and it'll help you decide on what kind of dog would be best fit in your home. Now you understand why choosing a puppy is so difficult. There are so many factors that come into play. They're more than just a cute face. The first and most important thing is, can you have this puppy? Do you have the money and time for a dog? If you don't have the money or the time to take care of a dog properly, it is not going to stay happy and healthy. So it's a definite no. If you do, then picking the breed for you is the next step. It's very important that you pick a breed that will fit in your lifestyle well. So the next time you see that adorable little puppy in the window, make sure you think twice about whether it is time for you to get a dog.
Hands. Good job. Oh.